My name is James from Machine. This is Kung Fu number 2. This is part 3 of my update. So, if you watched the last 2 videos, then you've seen that I've been busting my ass working hard on getting these things together. Now, I'm apologizing in each video that I've made because of the simple fact that I am not intelligent enough to figure out how to wipe out all the special effects and then re-put them in, make them better. So there are some things that I need to edit, and I'm going to do that. Some scenes may even actually be taken out, but I'm going to do that. So hopefully this weekend I will be able to get your fancy, and I will be able to edit it to the point where I can fix it up, and then hopefully I will be able to upload them to all of my social medias. Now, I apologize because this thing was made 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure special effects and computers and stuff have outgrown me, which they have. I didn't know computers then. I don't know computers now. I can edit a film and I can make a film. As far as it being a good film or whatever, well, I will tell you the factors that you need to understand when you are making a film. 1. Independent films are hard to make because you don't have money to pay the actors. Independent films, 2, are hard to make when your actors do not show up, forcing you to rewrite, restructure, reschedule, and sometimes execute characters off. So what you saw in the last video with them fighting, the 2 people at the end besides myself did take this ass kicking. They die in that scene. I had planned on having the younger guy, when he gets elbowed in the back of the head, just like burst into flames. It could have been done if someone else actually had the tech, and if my partner didn't lose his job. We were setting things up to go for a great grand all beginning, and then let the movie play itself out. And it wasn't so much as a movie as it was 7 webisodes set to go. Initially, I wanted to do 13, but time constraints on my actors, and we all have real jobs, so that kind of puts stuff in. And when you are an actor, until you actually are established or made or discovered, you can't just give up your real job. And these guys sacrificed a lot of Saturdays for me. We filmed in a matter of maybe 2.5, 3 months. Because if you notice, some of them were wearing coats, and I was never wearing a coat, and I was the coldest because I don't deal with the cold. But for your craft, for what you want to do with your life, you are willing to make the sacrifice. Now, I can say that with that, and I can say that in every film that I've made, I heat up pretty fast. And when I'm filming, it's like I'm in a different world. I'm in like a brand new zone. Sadly, everything that I wrote, the actors would read it, and we would go over it before we film. I was like, so we're doing this scene, and they were like, James, we love where the story's going, but I would never say that if I was a bad guy, and I would never say that if I was a hero. And so I was like, okay, well, how about this? We follow the story, but everybody improvs their lines. We got a lot of stuff done with improving lines, and none of us could really keep a straight face. So, especially Jay Diz, because he's like the comedian guy of everything. So, everything he did there was funny as hell, and it was just kept going and going. And we came up with so many different good things, and so many different good shots. And the shots that work, I kept. The shots that didn't work, I didn't keep. And the thing with making an independent film is that we were filming to get our careers off the ground. And Drinking Plate's doing fairly well. A lot of things that CLS and J Diz is doing is very well, and I just suck. So that's pretty much how that's working out. But when you're making an independent film, it is imperative that you guys work really hard. It is imperative that you have your plan set. Now, I didn't think about storyboarding at the time. I really just want the fucking film. And when you're filming martial arts is the difficult part, because everybody in the film had some martial art background or some dancing background, and it's a whole lot easier to teach martial artists how to act than it is to teach them, the dancers, how to do martial arts. I learned this with the Dragon's Breath because I had a female martial artist who walked away like the day before the day we filmed. And so my backup plan was to teach one of the dancers to be the lead female. The problem was two. One, she was too damn stiff. And that's bad when you're a dancer. It's also bad when you're a martial artist unless you're taking a hit where you can stiffen up the muscles and tighten up the gut so that it doesn't hurt as much. Not saying it's not gonna hurt, but saying it'll soften the blow unless it's like in a sensitive area, like the throat. This is a place that you can't really tighten up. Or if their jaw is made out of glass, that kind of thing. But she was like super stiff, and I was like, yeah, I can't make her the lead female because she just can't fight. Alright? She might be a great ballerina, but to teach a dancer the martial arts, you need a teacher who does not have a lack of teaching and patience. Alright? I had a lack of patience. I can teach anybody how to fight. I just had a lack of patience. And I know that her body was not made for the martial arts that I had wanted her to do. Which was what the problem was. Because everybody can do martial arts. It's just that not everybody can do certain martial arts. Alright? And any martial art teacher who tells you otherwise, they shouldn't be teaching. Because I'm not going to say that you can't do all martial arts. But what I'm going to tell you is, there are some martial arts that your body can do better than other martial arts. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense on some level or another. But in the Dragon's Breath, I could not get the dancer to become a martial artist. So I couldn't let her be the lead feed. And the other one, who's actually an actress, she really didn't want the role because she thought she would actually have to kiss me. So I can't say I blame her there. And my breath is fresh, goddammit. I brush my teeth. Anyway, so the other girl, the lead, she didn't want to kiss me either, and I told her we're not gonna actually kiss. There are ways that cameras can play that off. I would never make an actress kiss an actor that she doesn't feel comfortable with, which is cool. And as this business is, let me see if I can put this politely. Fuck it, I'll just be honest. You, as an actor, you, me, everyone's watching, anyone who wants to be an actor, you will find yourself in situations where your contract has a loophole and there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. So make sure your contract is right before you sign that shit. Make sure the directors and the producers, there are some things I don't give a shit that I'm not willing to do. Like my hair, that's not getting cut. You can dye it. You can put a relaxer in it to get rid of these damn curls. I will agree to that. But as far as cutting it, not an option. I promised my dad I would grow until I'm 50. He's deceased. And I'm going to keep that promise. It's one of the promises that I can keep, unlike the earring thing that did not get me chicks. Alright? Getting your ears pierced does not always bring you chicks. You have to actually have game. And that shit hurt. And I didn't have game. So I got my ear pierced, and I just knew I was going to get all these hot chicks. So glad I didn't get a tattoo. Anyway, moving on. With the comparison of Fallen Dragons versus the Guardians of the Earth, the Fallen Dragons, the Dragon's Breath is what I meant to say. But Fallen Dragons can be in there too. Fallen Dragons, the only thing the reason why that didn't work like talking about is that I just did not have 14 people. That was it. And for Dragon's Breath, the lead female left, and that kind of ruined everything because she had some good moves. But I also wasn't going to put her in the subjugation of doing a move that I could do because I didn't know what her skill level was. And it's the same thing that happened in Fallen Dragons. I didn't want to put the Bowie sisters in danger because I wanted to have a conglomerate, like an ultimate fight style, kind of like Enter the Dragon at the end where all the martial artists are fighting and shit. In the story, that does happen. In the movie, that does not. In the second story, that does happen. There cannot be a second movie because I have to have a lot of money and pay all of them out before it can be remade. So that shit's never gonna happen because I don't have any money. and I also can't find them. I have the contracts downstairs somewhere, but I'm sure their contact numbers are all different by now. It's been like damn near 20 years, so yeah, that's done. And then yeah, I mean, I probably can rewrite it and retitle it, and then no one would know. But yeah, that's not an honorable thing to do, unless I do that and make a lot of money and then give them all the money, because that would be an honorable thing to do. But anyway, um, in Fallen Dragons, this girl wanted to do a Captain America where she would run up the wall and throw a kick, and she showed me that she could do it, but she had to take off her sandals to do it, and I told her, no. And it's like, I'm not going to tell you to do something that I know that I can do because I don't have health insurance. This is a free thing. You know, you're working for free, and if something goes wrong, we can't continue until you heal. So the only person that can do anything risky is me. Because if I die, you know, no one's going to care. But if you die, a college student, there's going to be some ramifications, and I'm not letting that shit happen. I was a college student at Piedmont, but we were filming at the university. Now, for the freaking Guardians of the Earth, we filmed all over. We filmed downtown. We filmed at most of our battles and forests and stuff took place in parks. So we filmed in Jordan Park behind the house here. We filmed in the path that leads to 5th Street because that's where my face hit the dirt and there was a rock there, so I had a knot on my head for like a couple of hours. And then we filmed at the Monticello Trail and the Raven and Greenbelt. As you go through the film, people who've been to these places in Charlottesville will know where we were. And then, you know, the thing about the whole film is that I just could not get enough people. You know, it's hard to make a movie that basically surrounds around a bunch of fucking black guys and one white guy, and I wanted more. I wanted more structure. I wanted it to be like a series where I can introduce other people and introduce other gods and things like that, and that shit just wasn't happening. So what you get is 20% of the story. I didn't have money to make an actual headquarters, so we used my basement. The basement has 3 entries. You see Courtney come through one. You will see Jay Diz and Tay come through another. And then you will see me and Chris. We usually came downstairs. So basically it was an underground layer somewhere, and nobody knew where the hell it was except for those guys who were heroes. And, you know, the whole point was that we wanted to launch careers, and we wanted to like never have to look back. Sadly, when the original footage was transferred to a damn hard drive that was taken to Alabama, which was stolen, which somebody has, now this is what you're going to get. So, again, I apologize for that, because there's not a lot that I can do. What happened. And, before I end the video, you know, again, I wrote it, I directed it, I starred in it, we choreographed everything. All the actors in the film doubled as cameramen also. So, that's why you have certain glitches that you will see that we couldn't get out of, because at the time of filming, when you're filming, I have to say this before I go any further, when you are behind the camera, you want to be in front of the camera. And when you are in front of the camera, you want to be in front of the camera. And when you are fighting and everything is going fucking perfect, you don't really mind your surroundings. You kind of don't really realize what's there. So you see certain things on the show. In my other video, you'll see me get thrown across the room, and I'll jump up and say, "You sure you want to be the leader now? The fucking camera's in the shot." And I looked all over for footage where the camera wasn't in the shot. I couldn't find it. So, there's lots of footage that is missing. And so without that extra footage, I have no means of giving you the film that I want. The film that's in Alabama has all the good shots and all the good footage, and every extra piece of footage is there. So that being said, I don't know if I can live stream that shit, because if I could live stream like the raw footage or whatever, I could try that, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But, you know, with that, the fights, the dialogue, the fights were something we worked on, not digitally, because again, these guys, they were working for free and they could only give me so much time. But the dialogue, we just went with whatever sounded cool. And that's kind of what improving does. If you guys watch Whose Line Is It Anyway, you'll understand what improving does. And improving is basically shit coming straight off your head. I want to first thank my very first acting teacher, Miss Stapleton, that taught me that improving was a little bit better than actual running lines, because sometimes when you improv, you get something spectacular versus you with the gun. Or my personal favorite, are you, and this is going to be from Asian dub movies, so please don't be offended. Are you Tao Ching Ping? Yes, I am Tao Ching Ping. That is great. I have come a very long way to kill you. I'm not the one that's gonna die. You're the one that's gonna die. So, then I guess we fight. I guess we do. So, those were lines from a dubbed kung fu movie that some black cats made fun of way back in the first era of BET's comedy sketches. So, when we wrote the dialogue, or better yet, when I wrote the dialogue, I brought everybody the scripts to the park. So in one of those scenes, it is there, and the scripts, we read the scripts and we say, all right, so we're shooting this scene. It's like 2 pages, and it's like, hey, this short scene, it's like 2 pages. It's like, well, the dialogue's 2.5 pages, and so they read the dialogue and they see the scene. It's like, okay, so Raph does this, blah blah blah, does that, blah blah blah, and action. And so when we ran the lines, everybody's like, what? And then we didn't record that part, and we ran the lines again, and we're like, what? Because the more we ran the lines, the less sense the lines made. And so it was like, okay, this isn't really something that you would say in this situation. It's like, okay, well, what would you say in the situation? And so they tell me what to say in the situation, and we go with that. So, as I close out, when you're making an independent film, a lot of things go into it. So make sure you consider everything, and then consider more than everything. And that's the best thing I can give you on this whole thing. So, as we go, you should know that I'm going to run back over everything. I'm going to try to edit some things, and I'm going to try to not edit some things. What I can edit, I will edit. What I can't edit, I'm not going to be able to edit it. I'm just going to be honest with you. When I get to episodes 2, 3, and 4, there are going to be some things that I just can't fix. And most of that will probably be special effects, possibly dialogue. There are going to be things in episode 5, 6, and 7 that I will not be able to fix, so you guys are just going to have to enjoy the ride, and I pray that you guys see this. I pray you guys like it. I pray you guys take all 3 parts out, just upload them from my thing, share them, subscribe. If you can add special effects to episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, please do that, and then send me that back, send it back to me so I can figure out how to reshare it or whatever. And I'm going to put it on all of my social media sites, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, freaking when I join Tumblr or via video, because I haven't joined them yet, but I'm going to, and Instagram and Twitter. I do have an Instagram and Twitter. I don't know if they can do movies, but I'm going to do my damnedest to put them there. So even if it's in micro sections or whatever, I'm gonna do that shit, because I don't know how long Instagram can have a video. I don't really know. I don't know how short Twitter or long Twitter and them can have videos. So I'm going to do, it'll probably be YouTube and Twitter first, and then probably Instagram and MySpace. I don't really know. I'm not really a computer person, so I'm gonna do everything I can. I'm probably gonna open up all of my channels. It's definitely gonna be here first. Definitely gonna be YouTube first, and it'll probably go to Twitter, and then it will probably go to Facebook. So it'll probably be YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It'll probably be on all 3 of those first. And I think I have a Snapchat. I'm not gonna swear to that shit, and I'm gonna try to get it on that. If I can remember what the hell my Snapchat password is, I'm going to do it on every social media that I have. So this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I'm James Williams Jr. Be seeing you. Will also like to make another video about stage names, and I've been playing with Typhoon Warrior, which is one of the things I call myself because I have it on my bow. Um, Typhoon Tomahawk, it's like a T and a T. Um, Cherokee Fire, Kit Fang Grey Wolf, Fang Grey Wolf. Lots of things. So you guys drop me a comment or whatever. Let me know how you like it. I'm probably going to post these videos on Facebook too, just so everybody can be updated. It probably won't happen tonight. So I'm James Williams Jr., Comfort number 2. Be seeing you.